Okay, plenty of cupboard space as you can see in these lockers, very useful. This tabletop has been replaced in this beautiful tactile piece of chipboard. Some Formica could come to the rescue with that, depends how finicky you are, or liquor paint actually, it'd come up well in paint, but that's the replacement one. It's the original leg, that all folds down, and that comes down onto here. Pull them across, you've got a big double bed, and you've got another double bed here, slightly narrower. This is the original table. It does want this moulding gluing back. As ever with these caravans, they're niggly jobs. You start using it, you realise they're not a problem, but looking at it the first time you might think, oh, that's a shame. I don't think so, because it's been generally well looked after. The skylight looks a bit horrific with this ceiling round here, but it seems to do the job. It doesn't leak, which is the main thing. I've got a little key here, put that in there, and you can wind it up, and then a blind there as well, so I usually leave these things well alone, but that's there if you wish to open it. All the windows open, and only one has got a missing catch. You see there's nothing there. This has got it, and all the windows have got that. I've got the missing catch. It's this beastie here, but it still opens fine with the one, and I'll just demonstrate actually. I take this off. You can go one and shut, or you can go several up. Hang on. You can play with them all day, can't you? There we are. Plenty of ventilation. A couple of these catches have been replaced with the black plastic ones, but they've all got catches on. Just the other point to note, I say in the description about the door, it wants a piece of L-shaped aluminium on the bottom just to pretty that up, because as you'll see, when it shuts, the moulding doesn't line up. Now, there's a piece of wood put in there that appears to have been there a while. I've not done that, and it seems to have been to get this to shut a bit better. There we are, and that's fine. You can push that in. In fact, you can close that first like that, perhaps the more secure way, and shut it like that, and the lock works thus, and it's locked. It doesn't line up on the moulding, but it's not a major problem. That's just an aesthetic. I'm sure you'll agree, caravans like this are very rare now. To find one that's in good condition is almost impossible. I describe this as good to reasonable. Yes, there's a few little niggles, but isn't there always? All the windows are intact, which is a main bonus on these, because they're plastic windows. Here is the awning, just laid it out. We've got ground sheets and the covers, and a nice fancy coloured bit there. Things in a bag. I mean, there may be two awnings here. I'm not an expert, but there's lots of bits. All the rails there. It's also got bits in. There's more rails there. Mallet and pins for the ground pegs. Hook up lead. Also included is this Bulldog stabiliser, the 200Q stabilisers are fitting on the caravan for that, and the dodgy strut, rear strut, that is a replacement, I believe, just not fitted. If I get a moment I'll whip that one on, but there we go. Those are the two blinds. So this is a bit bent, but you can use those for the main window. And spare wheel, very good tyre, water pump, the Whale submersible pump there, and the Bowser, and there we go. Okay, we're now going to collapse this fantastic Esterel Folding Caravan. I know I keep on calling it fantastic, but it is good, believe me. Right, I've already just pulled the wire off for the light there, these standard 12 volt Caravan plugs, and lift the cupboard down off the wall. Little handhold in the top, picking it up like that. Put that down there ready. I've already undone the 2 clips in the corners. There's more this end. We'll get to that. The table, I don't know if you noticed, but these are sliding, so you can get in, slide it up to you, which is a nice feature. Folding leg there, and I'll just lift the whole thing off like that. Should have moved the cushion first, and it fits on there, like that. Don't need the end up, and so put the cushions down, and of course that is your bed. Of course, if it's just a couple, it's just 2 people, you've got the benefit of being able to keep a table on one half of the van and the bed on the other. Good as well. Push that in there like that. Just going to undo the plug for that light, and we can now detach this. I'm trying to keep my weight back because I've taken the struts off, so I'm hoping the whole thing doesn't tip, which I know it won't. We lay that on the bed like that. We can now push this underneath under the wire like that. So that's that bit. Same story here. The leg, lift it off the hook, and that slides on that somewhere like that. It's just on these pieces of wood. Like that. Slide cushions across, which gives you your remaining 2 beds. A bit more intimate on these because it's a bit narrower, like that. And again, unplug the lights. Like that. Oh, there's a bit of string that gets caught. There. You can see a little bit more what's gone on in this corner here. The ideally that piece of wood there wants changing because it's got a bit rotten because of that bad joint just letting the water in. But as I say, because you only should have these erected when you're using them, and you clap them down for storage, when it's all stored up there's no way it can leak. So as long as you have the dry weather you're fine, we all know we will. But quite a simple repair. Now coming to the fun one, the wardrobe. Got a little clip on the top, again somewhere for your hand, and this one folds back in on itself like that. Well, hey, I've done it wrong. Wardrobe goes afterwards. We put the cooker down first. It's been a while. Longer. Now we put the wardrobe down. Which of course sits on top of those cupboards like that. I've already undone that clip. Now undo this one. I mean, you can do them first, actually it's probably easier than rolling afterwards, because it's not going to go anywhere for a bit. And there we are. So well, that one's going to go somewhere. We haven't quite levelled this up actually, just where it landed. So the first one is to pull this side down. I'm just going to ask my able assistant to give a push on the other end actually, because it's not level, it's a bit twisted. So I'll hold the camera for a very special view. You can now see it in lay down flat mode. It's just a bit tight in that corner, so put the camera down. When you're ready?
Yep.
So, hang on, I'll pick the camera up. So, that's this side. Coming down, like that. How cool is that? The first bit. That's back to my able assistant. Close the door, we don't want anyone breaking in. Okay, now we let the sides down. First one, clips in place. And there we have it, folks, one fantastic Esterel Folding Caravan, now on eBay. Please keep them bids coming, and if you have been, thank you very much for watching.